If your vocals sound before you mix, it's your fault. You're the person recording that shit. Your song is probably not nowhere near the song that's in the video. That's why me personally, when I do tutorials, I try not to be like, hey, you gotta do this unless it's an auto-tune plugin to where you gotta set the key and the scale. I'll let you rock out, right? I'll show you what each knob does and let you do your own thing, because me personally, I'm a little weird when it comes to making music, right? Most of the time the tutorials, they teach steps but not the skills. Skills comes with practice and repetition, and skills come from real world experiences, real world situations. And the only way that you can get that is to stop watching the tutorial, record something, record somebody, get somebody to send you a session, and then you mix on that, right? Or you build the vocal chain and record and make your tweaks and adjustments to what you don't like or what you like. But hold up, if you right here right now, I want you to comment your artist name and where you from or the type of music that you make, because I want to meet you. Introduce yourself to me, network in the comment section below. Mixing tutorials fail you because you miss the context to everything, right? If you want to sound like Drake and you go watch a video on a person doing a Drake style mix, right, you missing the context, right? Because that person doesn't know what it's like to mix Drake. You would have to go and listen to 40, and then in that you would have to understand the context, the nuance to why they do things, right? Because the tutorial can show you how to do something, but they don't really tell you why, you know. And even then, in the why, that is preference based. And your issue is, right, somebody might say, hey, I like to boost 10K up like 5 dBs, right? Let's say somebody wants to do that. But let's say if you do that, that makes your vocals sound bad. So now you think the tutorial taught you something bad. In reality, you didn't need to do it in the first place. Your vocal was good in that range. You know what I'm saying? Or you might think your vocal is muddy because the person that you love watching on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok say, hey, I always subtract right here in the 500 range. You go and subtract in the 500 range. Now your vocal sounds thin, or it sounds weird, and you're like, well, I followed the step and I don't like how it sounds. You didn't need to do it, right? That person's vocal needed it in that moment. Yours don't. So you got to understand the why, the when, the why, the how. You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing it? It's not just copy what someone's doing. But one of the main reasons tutorials fail a lot of people, they assume every vocal is the same. You got to understand, every voice is different. Every microphone is different. I don't want to get into the little back and forth arguments, right? People love to say each DAW sound different, these plugins sound different, whatever, right? It's bigger than that, right? You got to understand, the artist and the engineer and everyone, they're working for a different sound, right? Your sound isn't always going to be the sound that they are after. And you have to understand it, because starting off, a lot of people be like, I want that sound. I want to sound like Travis Scott. But then you got to realize, it's like, do you have Travis's voice? Do you have Travis's tone? All right. Then I can show you what Travis Scott records with. Are you gonna go and buy the stuff that he records with? Are you gonna emulate your voice to have that tone? Are you gonna project your voice like that? Yes, no, maybe, right? Because there's some people that naturally sound like Travis Scott, and that's cool, right? Because me, if I can do the Travis Scott cadence, the tone, Lil Baby's voice tone, Thugs, Gunners, you know what I'm saying, Lil Wayne, all that, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sound exactly like them, right? And I know people that work with these people, and they could mix my songs, my vocals, and I wouldn't sound nothing like them. Understand this: presets, templates, that's not the end all be all, bro. They help. They can start you off on the right path, but that's not the end all be all, bro. It's like you keep watching mixing tutorials, you want presets, you want templates, and you stuck in this fucked up endless loop, right? And you can't get out of the loop. You got to get out of the loop, though. It's like after you get the preset, the template, you mix a little bit, you master it, you got to put the song out, you got to promote the song, right? The tutorial keeps failing you because you think that if you get the preset, you get the template, that's going to blow you up. And then once you record the song, drop the song, it didn't take your sound to the next level. You didn't get fans. You didn't get a lot of plays. You want to go get another template. You want to get another preset. And that's not going to save you. You're going to keep failing that way, right? You got to do more work outside of the studio to get more streams, to get more fans, to get more opportunities. All right, that's just reality. But the number one reason why mixing tutorials keep failing you is because you don't record good. That's just simple as what it is. Your mixing is not gonna save fucked up recordings all the time. Can they? Sure, anything can happen. But if you develop proper recording techniques, whatever that may be for you, because I can't tell you how you should record, because you might like a lot of compression, you might like a preamp that push it to where it's hard, or you want to have a low preamp and turn the compression up. You might want to record through de-esser, you might want to record through whatever you want to record. Do your thing. You want to print, you don't want to print. You might like, this is a Audio Technica 2020. It's a cheap microphone. I got expensive microphones, whatever. However you record is however you record. But you need to make sure it is a workable vocal that you're recording, right? You want to make sure the quality is there. You want to make sure everything that you record goes into the microphone. Like the energy. If you have low energy, but the song requires high energy, record the song with the high energy. Because if you have the low energy, there's not a plugin that's going to take it from low energy to high energy, unless you use AI to do it or whatever like that. But it's like, there's not a plugin, right? But if it's high energy excitement, but the song calls for low, subtle, emotional, whatever, you have to do that, right? Or if it calls for a lackadaisical, monotone type of a flow, guess what? You're going to have to do that. There's not a plugin that's going to fix it, right? Your delivery, the enunciation, all of that matters. Because if you're a rapper, you need to do the rap shit first. Focus on getting that right before you try to wear another hat and be an engineer. Because if you suck at the rapping part, at the recording part, you have to fix everything at the source. And the source is you, right? If your vocals sound fucked up before you mix, it's your fault. Right? You're the person recording that shit, bro. Like, if your lyrics don't make sense, you're the one recording that shit. No matter how good the mix, no matter how good the master, the preset, or the template, if the song don't make no sense, nigga, it is a bad fucking song. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't care if you got an Apollo Twin. I don't care if you got a Neve 1073. I don't care if you got a Real 2 Tech. I don't care if you got a Sony microphone. If your lyrics suck, if your flow sucks, if your beat selection sucks, if you have no money to promote, if you're too lazy to promote, if you can't afford to promote, if you suck at the recording part, nothing else will get better for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, fix your recording. That's what I really focus on anyway. I focus on recording on the channel. That is literally my channel. Because when I did work at the studio, I loved recording. I was recording a lot of artists, and people always wanted me to record them because I knew how to record. I had the vibe. I did, you know what I'm saying? Record. If you really want to get better at mixing vocals, give the song what it needs. If your vocal need more air, give it more air. If it needs cleaning up on the low end, clean up the low end. If the vocal needs a little multi-band compression, give it multi-band compression. If the vocal needs light compression, give it light compression. If it needs heavy, give it heavy. Fuck what all the tutorials say. Do what your song needs. Alright? Just do what your song. Take the techniques. Learn how to apply the techniques. Because just because you have 50 techniques on how to mix vocals, you can't use all 50 of them at the same damn time. Like, I know people that watch videos on mixing with trackouts, but they never buy the trackouts. So what the fuck are you learning how to mix trackouts if you never buy the trackouts? You're wasting fucking time. Yes, cool. You know how to mix with trackouts, or you understand in theory how to mix with trackouts because you never get the trackouts. So how the fuck you gonna mix with trackouts? You know what I'm saying? It's like, like, it's crazy. Spend more time on your performance, the recording part, right? The more you get right when you record, the less you got to fix later. Engineering is problem solving. The less problems you have, the more fun you can have being creative with the mix, having fun with the mix, making it come alive, right? The goal isn't to sit there and have to fix things.